Hello, my name is Austin Pertiskutch, and today I'm going to talk about risk management here at the beautiful Penn State main campus. But before we talk about that, we have to first discuss what risk management is. It is, by definition, controlling financial and personal injury losses from sudden, unforeseen, unusual accidents and intentional torts. It's used to prevent legal liability, all while maintaining a quality program. This is ran through the process called the risk management cycle, and there are 4 steps to the cycle, and they are as followed: risk identification, risk evaluation, risk treatment, and risk management implementation. We will use these to suggest a solution for the risk that I discovered walking around campus. If you haven't figured out what risk I will be discussing yet, it is the crosswalks that are around campus. More specifically, the paint on the thicker lined crosswalks. When these thick white lines get wet or icy, they are extremely slippery and dangerous to those who walk on them without enough caution. This means that this risk is a possible public liability caused by negligence, which are accidental injuries to participants including death. This risk is particularly detrimental to me because when I walk in the rain especially, I use old shoes that do not have the best tread, causing my feet to be slippery when I walk. In this video, you will see how slippery these white lines can get. After I put some water all over the lines to imitate rain, I was able to slide across them like I was Tom Cruise in Risky Business. Now, as that might have been a joke, what is not a joke is the potential dangers these slippy lines can have. There are a multitude all over campus, and there are even several of them in one clustered location. There's an overabundance of traffic on campus throughout the day, which can cause some fairly freak accidents during the final months of the year, which is right now. To make matters a little scarier, there is a preschool on campus right next to a complex 4-way intersection, and if anybody knows anything about little children, it is that they do not always have the best balance as well as the best judgments, especially during these months, even if there are parents or nearby holding their hand. So, if something would go wrong due to these white lines, who would be at fault? The people that would be at fault would be OPP, also known as the Office of the Physical Plant. They'd be at fault since they are responsible for maintaining things like the property on campus and its quality. So let's go full circle and propose a solution using the risk management cycle. Besides identifying the risk by simply walking on the lines, we can have someone from OPP themselves examine these lines to see if they agree that there is a risk that's present. When we are evaluating our risk, we do have to acknowledge how often people have a problem with these lines, and if there is a problem, how bad is it? That could be done through a student survey, or I feel OPP should have a student suggestion box on their site that could have students like me point out these risks that they may overlook. And when treating this risk, we will take the reduction route by potentially doing these following solutions. Finding a new paint that is less slippery when it is wet, change the crosswalks to a different material such as the serrated cement that is found before some of the crosswalks on campus, or we could change the crosswalks to bricks, kind of like how they are around the hub. Or, lastly, we could put up signage that indicates that the paint is slippery when it is wet. These solutions, I feel, can be put into effect by either OPP or the county themselves. The college could even ask some of the students to create solutions of their own, which concludes the risk implementation section of the risk management cycle. Personally, I would ask OPP to create signs because it requires the least amount of work and it'll be most cost efficient, but I feel changing the crosswalks to bricks would be the most effective for the time being because they last long and provide grip to those who are walking on them when they're wet. Now that is all for risk management here at Penn State. My name is Austin Pertiskutch, and I'm signing off.